So by now we know that Agile is common sense rebranded. So can we, with the experience that we have, with the knowledge that we have, can we help somebody else get started quickly? And of course we can. If we break things down into these simple steps, we can get somebody started quite quickly without necessarily them knowing all about Agile, or without us even using the Agile language or any of the language from a particular framework. Let's see how we would do that. I'm first going to use pictures to talk through the 9 steps, and then we'll look at the list itself. So the first thing is, do we know what the mission is? Do we know what the goal is? Talk about that so that we can make sure we really understand that. And one of the principles here is fall in love with the problem, not with the solution. The next thing then is who is on the team. Make sure that we've got small teams and that they've got all the skills necessary to accomplish the goal. Then we want to look at what are the options. We want to create a product backlog. The next thing then that we want to do is to break things down as best we can into the smallest possible tasks so that we can take the items into the iteration that we know we can deliver in that iteration. The next thing is to get user feedback and get that as early and as frequently as possible. Based on that feedback, we're going to want to reprioritize, we're going to want to replan, and we probably will, in some cases, replan our product backlogs on a daily or every 2 or 3 daily basis. But make sure that the folks that are working in the sprint, that are working on the tasks that we've agreed for the next iteration, make sure that they are not given new tasks to do. They need to stay focused on what they're delivering. The next item then is to make sure that we're meeting daily, and those 15-minute stand-ups, those 15-minute meetings where we make sure that we're all aligned with our work. And then regularly review our ways of working. And we would do this every iteration, so at the end of every sprint, we would do that. So 8 steps there to get us started, and then a 9th step, if we need to, we can then network with other teams who are hopefully working in the same way to allow us to deliver the project, the product, the item that we are working on. So just quickly then, I'll leave that there for a few seconds, those 9 steps to help somebody get started. They don't need to know much about Agile. Some of the great stories that I've been hearing recently from colleagues around the world have been where they have just picked up a list like this and got cracking. One of them was, I asked them, how do you get started? Well, what you need is a whiteboard. You need to understand the problem, put a circle and put the word customer in the middle, and then work from there. That was how he would get started with a brand new team who don't know anything about Agile. Another person said to me, well, what I would do is I would pick up the Agile Manifesto, and in fact that's how I got started. We just used the Agile Manifesto, we read through it, we understood it, we tried to understand it, but we applied what we understood, and we got cracking straight away. So some really easy, nice, simple, practical ways to get started. We don't have to wait for everybody to be trained up. We don't have to wait for everybody to know everything, to understand the language, to be aligned. If one person in the team has this knowledge, then you can get cracking, get delivering, and everyone else can learn on the job. And in fact, even that person doesn't necessarily need to know everything. They just need to know the next step. So we can actually get cracking quickly with Agile.